Hello and welcome everyone. This is Humans of Pharma platform by PharmaState Academy, which is focusing on different pharma stories based on one's pharma career, one's pharma journey, current affairs, and book discussions. This day, I'm going to take you along for another inspirational pharma journey, Direct Dil Se, where we'll be having heart-to-heart discussion with a pharma leader. So, pharma professionals, students, and everyone hearing me out, it is my privilege to introduce an amazing personality, a pharma marketing, business strategy, and training expert, our educator at PharmaState Academy, Ms Zena D'souza. She is a passionate marketeer and a trainer with more than 25 years of experience across sales, marketing, business strategy, domains, and training functions for pharma professionals. Her last assignment being the Senior VP at THB and currently a freelance consultant. She has worked across reputed pharma companies over the years, building up a rich body of experience across therapies as well as doctor specialties. She has also co-authored a book that has been released in August 2022, What the 21st Century Pharma CEO Wants from a Band Manager. She brings excellent ideas to the table as and when required, and has the energy to light up whichever room she enters. Thank you so much, Zena ma'am, for joining us here today.
Thanks, Gauri. They were really, really good words, and I'm really happy to be hearing them.
We are going to know more about Zena ma'am through a series of questions. I'm going to begin with the first one. So, ma'am, the audience would love to know, how were Zena ma'am's days as a fresher in the industry? How did they look like?
They look very confused. So I will tell you how the story actually began, Gauri. And to be very honest, I was very confused when I left BPharm. And a lot of professors, a lot of friends, a lot of well-wishers, seniors had told me that, yaar, तुम बातें बहुत अच्छी कर लेती हो, तो तुम sales and marketing में करना. And now that is, that is something that people have told you when you feel that you should be part of sales and marketing, but you don't understand what sales and marketing is all about. So I've always said this, that I never had a book or a mentor to guide me into your first entry into pharma. Having said that, my friend called me saying that there's a walk-in interview for Sun Pharma, so I want to join the company. And I told her that, okay, I would like to just join you for the experience of giving an interview. Okay. She got rejected in the last round when I got selected. And मुझे लगा अब हो ही गया है, so why not continue? So I joined Sun Pharma as a medical rep in their psychiatry division. And like you said, the initial days, I was so confused. I had never seen medical reps before. So when I went for the training, it was like totally new for me. But one thing I really did well was to give 100% of myself. So when I was doing training, I was like 100% into learning what being a medical rep is all about. When I came into the field, I was 100% into understanding the field aspects of it. Training is just one small chunk. The field really teaches you a lot more. So for 3 years, I was there. And I think by the time I graduated, at the end of 3 years, I was knowing a lot about what happens in sales, what the actual, how does the field feel like? How hot is the sun? How difficult are the doctors to meet, etc., etc. And then, of course, the second round of training began when I joined PM. Because that again was very new to me. You've just gone from field. You understand that there is a product management department and the work that they do, because you see the end products, the visual aid, the literature, the medical work. But you don't understand the entire spectrum of job. So that again took another couple of years on the job kind of training when I could safely say that, okay, I know about marketing.
That is a very inspiring story, ma'am. And I'm pretty sure it must be very relatable for freshers of these days as well.
Yeah. So, some important keywords in your initial stages. Confusion will definitely be there. You're the only person who can really try and resolve it. Learn and learn. Become like a sponge. Learn from everyone. Learn from everything. Good, bad. It'll all help you later on in life.
Absolutely, ma'am. Duly noted. Okay, so now, ma'am, as they say that family support is a very important part in making someone who they are. So our audience and I would love to know about how your personal life has influenced you in becoming who you are in your professional life.
I think I was lucky to be born to a very progressive set of parents. My father was a colonel, and my mother was a teacher who eventually became a principal. Right. So we are three kids, me, myself, and my two younger brothers, and all three of us were brought up to think. I was treated like one of the boys, or the boys were treated like one of the girls. I don't know, but there was absolutely, uniformity in the treatment that was given to us, in the kind of thinking that we were forced to do. From a pretty young age, my father allowed us to, think and arrive at decisions. And he was one of the people who was, you take your make your choices, you decide what you want to do. If there's any problem, I'm there to, I'm there at your back. So I think that really plays a very important role, because when a child or a youngster feels that my family is ready to support me through good, bad, and tough times, which are sure to come in everybody's life and career, that's where I think family makes it. Brothers have been equally supportive, both of them. You won't believe my nephews are my best champions, because they feel the more their aunt succeeds in life, the better gifts they will get. So, so family, yes, I think I've got a lot of support from family. It's been like a backbone, and this is what I keep telling the rest of the people. If you have a great family, and I shouldn't forget my great set of friends here. Believe me, I must make a mention of the friends who have been there, having your back through thick and thin. So I say that if you have the safety net of family and friends, I think you can go out and conquer the world.
Absolutely, ma'am. That's so true. Okay, now, so ma'am, you have been working in the industry for the past 25 years. And so would you like to share any memorable campaign, a marketing campaign that you did for a brand and it did really well?
There are a lot of campaigns that I have done in 25 years, as a product manager and later on as a marketing head also. You asked me to name one campaign. Okay, I think this one is interesting among all of them. So there was this brand of UDCA which was being handled, which was launched a year back. It was being handled by another colleague, right? Once she left, the brand came to me. It was a brand with great potential and great market. There were hardly any competitors then, and the brand was all, everything in the market, regarding the market, the brand, the opportunities, the connect with doctors, the strength of our field, everything was in its perfect place. But unfortunately, the brand was not crossing a monthly sale of 18-20 lakh, and not many people could understand why this was happening, right? So I think uh, once I took up the brand, I did interact with a lot of doctors, as well as a lot of field people, stakeholders, the managers, the medical reps, the guys who are actually on ground. And I realized one thing, that the brand has been made very complicated, because the brand is a very scientific brand. It's a brand for the liver. So it's been made very complicated. There's a lot of medical data around it, etc. And the field is not very comfortable detailing the brand. And there is no excitement around this brand. So the first thing I did was to try and simplify communications across the visual aid, across the LBS, etc. The next thing I did was I brought out a very, I would say, a very interesting campaign then. Understand that we were not having access to Chat GPT, or any of the sites where we could get a lot of help. Today, product managers do get a lot of help from the internet. Those days, the help was limited, frankly. And that's when I came across a mail which was sent to me by one of my friends, which talked of illusions, different pictures which were having illusions. And I realized that we are in a cluttered market of liver products. Here is my product which has confirmed action. Okay, so I actually ran a campaign which was called Illusions Can Confuse the Mind. So the front had a campaign called Illusions Can Confuse the Mind. And I used one of those pictures, I made a series of literatures around it. And inside, I wrote my brand, no illusion, only confirmed action. Itna simple, I was, believe me, when I made this and I took it to my boss, I thought my boss would just throw it on my face, saying, "यार, इतना scientific brand है और आपने इतना simple कर दिया इसको. I mean, कैसे चलेगा? How will this work?" But my boss was really good. I mean, he is the gem of a person, and he said, "Zena, let's try this. Let's make it really simple." And 2-3 points there. We didn't put a lot of points. The LBL was not very heavy, and we sent this to the field. I spoke to some leaders before I shared this. I said, "यार, ऐसा बनाया है, कैसा लग रहा है?" I also, took out time, went to the field, spoke to a couple of doctors. When I realized that यार कुछ जनों को अच्छा लग रहा है, I said इसको launch कर देते हैं इस campaign को. Even though it is simple, and हमने अभी तक इस product को बहुत ही complicated product माना है, but let's make it simple. Let's see. Believe me, Gauravi, I think in 6 months or a little more maybe, the brand started crossing 1 crore a month. It became a crorepati brand, and I was so happy to have done that campaign. It gives me, when I think back of all the campaigns, I think this really gives me a lot of satisfaction. And उसके बाद एक मंत्रा बन गया मेरा कि be simple, don't make life complicated, be simple, be very clear, and you will, every brand will succeed if you make it simple, easy to understand, detailable, relatable, it'll happen.
What an interesting story, ma'am. And like, as they say, like, simplicity sells.
Simplicity sells, and I think that's something that we should remember always. I keep telling people. So later on, when I became a marketing head, a lot of people used to come to me with lovely jargony words, indomitable, armamentorium. I used to be like, wow, you have 400 people in the field and you expect them to say Dr. Armamentorium.
So, ma'am, moving ahead, I'd like to ask you, if you had to choose 3 words to describe marketing in the pharma industry, what would they be and why?
That's a tough question, Gauravi. I think you're asking me tough questions. So let me think. 3 words to describe marketing. The first would be exciting. And I'll tell you why. Because marketing, I think, is one department where no 2 days look alike. And I'm saying this across 25 years, So I can't tell you a single week, Gauravi, where Monday looked like Tuesday or Tuesday looked like Wednesday. Every day was a totally new day. And every week was a totally new week. Believe me, there are many weeks where I wished कि यार थोड़ा slow हो जाए life, but it's not like that. But at the end of the day, it's pretty exciting. The travel, the spontaneity that comes across with marketing, the excitement of meeting new people, new stakeholders, be it internal, be it doctors, be it chemists. For those people who are extroverts, excitement is one reason. Exciting job is one reason that will bring you to market. So definitely there. I would say extensive learning is the next. I would like to be a little biased towards sales and marketing, saying यार यहाँ जितने lessons learn करते हो ना वो कहीं नहीं learn करते हो. And I don't know, maybe there are people from finance or operations who would challenge this and say there is a lot of learning here also. But why I say this is because again, you're meeting a lot of people, right? So even now, I feel that there is something that marketing keeps teaching you. It's like digital. I was thinking that यार अब हो गए 25 साल, अब क्या ही सीख लोगे आप नया. That's when digital walked in. That's when AI walked in. That's when a newer way of communication walks in. Some time back when we were saying visual aid, suddenly a digital, e-visual aid walked in, which was something new. So all these, is nothing but learning all the time. So I keep telling people, I'm still a student. I'm still a student of marketing, because sales and marketing keep teaching you every day, every hour. Maybe a year from now, I will say, Gauravi, I was really not knowing about this a year back when you interviewed me. But today, I think I'm a little more knowledgeable on sales and marketing. And the same will be repeated the next year after that. So extensive learning. And third, if I have to describe pharma marketing, I would say grueling. It really takes the stuff out of you. Very, very grueling. And this is especially for newcomers. If you are listening to this, please understand that the role is very exciting. There are a lot of perks, money also. If you like traveling, you get to see a lot of places. And believe me, one of the motivations was that for me initially. Yeah, travel kar lungi. Okay. But then the job does require 100% of you, maybe even 150% of you, physically, mentally, emotionally also, because you need to invest in your campaigns, you need to invest emotionally in your brands, in your people. Uh, that's the third word. Honestly, it's grueling, but it's very satisfying at the end. So the grueling is you don't feel that you've run for nothing. You feel that you ran and you ran and you ran and you created a mega brand. That's the satisfaction.
Okay, ma'am. So moving ahead, my next question is, these days, we come across many queries from freshers saying that they cannot choose a domain to work diligently in. So we would like to know when and how you found out that your interest lies in sales and marketing.
I think the problem today is people are not very clear about their priority and their what they want to do. So I'll tell you how I honestly decided to get into marketing. The first thing was the opinion of people. So when I was in college, all the just a minute sessions, debates, elocution, I used to participate and generally win. Right? That's when people started telling me, "Yaar, tum to sales and marketing ke liye bani." Right? That's where the germ of an idea actually took place. Yaar, ye sales and marketing kya hota hai? Right? But having decided कि मेरे को sales and marketing करना is not enough. You really need to understand whether you have you have a skill set for that. Just by saying I'm a good talker will not make me a great person in sales and marketing, right? So I actually read marketing books and I actually spoke to my professors at that time, senior professors, etc. I once I joined as a medical rep, I tried to interact with a lot of people in the field क्योंकि मुझे लगा कि इससे अच्छा benefit नहीं मिल सकता है. So when my product managers came down to the field to work with me, I tried to question them, ask them every aspect of the job. I tried to question other product managers. A lot of friends also who were in the field. Once their product manager comes along, just to make out कि क्या होता है ये, what exactly is the job all about. The same happened with sales. I was lucky to meet a lot of seniors in the field where I used to try and understand the nuances of sales. Because once you join sales, you have to hit the feet, you have to hit with your feet running. You can't say कि सर अभी मैंने ज्वाइन किया है तो अभी एक साल बाद मैं जॉब सीखूंगी फिर एक साल के बाद मैं सेल्स लाऊं. You are expected to get sales from day one, month one. So that is where it is important that you understand aspects of the job. Okay. Now suppose here is a student who is wanting to start his career. He or she has finished pharmacy, done an MBA, and now you want to start your career. My suggestion is please list down a list of qualities that you think you possess, skill sets, right? Then you write down your hobbies or your passions. Like for me, if my skill set was talking well or communication, my hobby was also travel. That when you marry your skill sets to your passion and then try to fit where you are, try to put it in perspective in a department, that's where I think the entire loop would be complete. Yeah, this is what I can do, this is what I know, these are my passions, and together all this fit into this particular department. So for me, if you had put me say in a department like QC, quality control, I would not have lasted more than a month there. Very important job, needs to be done very diligently. I really don't have the aptitude for that. So do it yourself, these aptitude things, na? These skill sets kya hai, etc. You must do it for yourself. You must ask your seniors, your professors, people who are well known in the field. What do you think I should do? What do you think is my aptitude? What do you think are the skill sets I possess? And depending on this, which is the best department for me to be in. Most of the answers today will unfortunately मतलब 2-3 अलग क्राइटेरिया होते हैं. सबसे पहला वो होता है कि यार पैसा कहाँ मिल रहा है. Now that's interesting because anybody would do it for money. Even I would have done it for money. But the challenge is, if you don't have that passion or the skill set for the job, if you're not in the right place, you will not last. And after a particular amount of time, money will cease to matter. So that's something that you should remember. If you feel, and I keep telling people, just because you're getting money, do not stay when you feel कि यार पैसा तो आ रहा है ना. पैसा तो आ रहा है, no, is the last reason you should be staying in a career. You should be staying in a career where you're growing. And I know it's easier said than done now because I've been there and money has been important for me. It's still important for me. But do not remain in a place where you feel uncomfortable. I think one of the biggest ways to find out whether you're fit for the job or not is, do you get up every morning wanting to go to the office? Do you get up and think that, अरे आज ये करना है, I have to make a campaign, अरे यार नया product launch है. You are stressed, you are irritated, you are telling your family यार बहुत काम है, but आपको करना है. If that is the situation that you face every morning, you're in the right job. If not, you look for options.
What an insightful discourse, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm pretty sure everyone is going to gain valuable insights from this. Okay, so my last but not the least question for today is, can you share one golden piece of advice for our audience, freshers or professionals, that you'd like them to really follow?
Advice, so I think इस इंटरव्यू में काफी एडवाइस दे दिया मैंने, but I have always said that life is all about 3 P's, 4 P's, etc. The P's are very important in marketing. I have also said that a lot of P's have made a difference. The first P that I would want everybody to look at is their passion, because believe me, 25 years मुझे बड़े लगते हैं, 40 years और ज़्यादा बड़े लगेंगे once I complete 40 years in the industry. But if you do not have passion for your job, believe me, in 5 or 6 years you will burn out and you will not be able to get out of bed. You will drag yourself out of bed and you will have to think that यार एक और week काम करना है क्योंकि पैसे आ रहे हैं. So if you fallen into that trap, then you've really made a mess of your life. And the earlier you understand it, the better, because the career changes or the shifts that you can make when you're 25 or 28 or 30 or 35, it's not that easy to make later on. So you get caught in a loop. Here there is no passion, I don't feel like working, but I have to work because of some security. It could be financial, it could be some loans that you want to pay off, etc. Okay. So first is passion. And I have always said that I have, when I joined marketing, I felt like a fish getting into water. I loved it. I loved the sales part. I hate the hot sun, but I loved my job. I love the field job that I did. I love the marketing job. It came with its set of own problems. I loved every problem. So all because I had passion for marketing. The second is perseverance. Easier to say, again difficult to really imbibe, because there are going to be times in your life when you don't know what you're doing and how much you're earning. Okay, marketing will do that. I don't know about other departments. Frankly, I've not worked there, but marketing and sales will really wring everything out of you and you'll feel drained sometimes. कभी-कभी लगेगा मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, मैं क्यों कर रही हूँ? I am just running around like a headless chicken all over the place, but I don't know what I'm doing. Those are the times when perseverance will come into play. Those are the times when you'll have to convince yourself. When your family says, "यार, पता नहीं तुम क्या कर रही हो? Why don't you just, take some time off? When your friends are probably not able to understand, kya hai ye pagalpan? You know, that's where you will have to tell yourself, ki boss, I have to persevere. One day there will be a method in this madness. One day there will be some clarity in this chaos, and you will understand. So you'll be able to take a breather back, saying that okay, ये सारा भागदौड़ इसके लिए था. This is what I was, planning to achieve. So perseverance is I would say passion, perseverance, choice नहीं है. You have to have that. अगर नहीं है तो शायद marketing आपके लिए नहीं है. And पेशेंस बहुत कम है मुझ में, बट आई मस्ट टेल पीपल हु नो मी फ्रॉम द लास्ट 20-25 years, बोलते काफी इम्प्रूव हो गया है पेशेंस. सो आई एम हैप्पी टू रिसीव दैट रिपोर्ट कार्ड. बट यस, पेशेंस भी लगता है. यू आर बिल्डिंग अ मेगा ब्रांड. यू आर नॉट डूइंग समथिंग रन ऑफ द मिल. यू आर डूइंग समथिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. And I think the day you start realizing that I am doing this not only for my brand, not only for my company, but for society at large. When some patients walk up to you and tell that your brand really helped me, and I'm happy that I met you. That's when you feel really, really happy, saying, okay, I made a small difference, but I made a difference. But uske liye bhi patience lagta hai. You need to have patience, and if I have to say the fourth P, then it will be prayers. Believe me, जब कुछ काम नहीं करता तो prayers काम करते हैं. There are times when you pray to God, saying, God, why? So when I talk of prayers, I remember this always when I was a young kid and my mother used to go to school every day. I used to tell her, Mom, I don't want a job like you. मुझे आपके जैसा रोज रोज ये स्कूल में जाना, वही क्लासरूम में मुझसे नहीं होगा ये. I want to have breakfast in Bombay. I would have lunch in Delhi, maybe dinner, somewhere in the air in a flight. I don't know why, but God listened to me then, and He said, "Okay, girl, done." And that's exactly how I lived my life in marketing. Breakfast used to be some coffee toast at the airport. I don't know, lunch used to be somewhere else. So when I started telling my mom, "Mummy, बहुत ज़्यादा काम है," she was like, "You asked for it. बचपन से तुम यही मांगती थी." So that's where prayers. Be very careful of your prayers also. So that's the advice, guys. Be very passionate. Be persevere when you think things are going tough. That's when you're really being tested. Persevere, have patience. Pray to any God that you want to pray to, and you'll be where you are supposed to be.
How wonderfully put, Zena ma'am. This is actually, if someone really follows these advices now, I am pretty sure they will end up succeeding in their life.
If I don't know about success, success ka measures alag hota hai, but you will end up being very happy and satisfied in it. That I can assure you.
I cannot agree more, ma'am. Definitely. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so ma'am, I am sure like these days people hardly get to hear such wonderful suggestions and advice directly from the industry experts. So thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing time for us and joining us here today for this discussion and conversation.
Thanks, Gauravi. I think it's a wonderful thing that you guys are doing. And I've always said this to, the PharmaState guys, both Dr. Swati and Dr. Satish, and of course to all of you, that I'm happy that today people who are aspiring to be in pharma, people who are, just fresh out of college, etc. I think PharmaState is doing a lot to educate, train such people so that they really don't feel lost at the start of their career. So I just wish you guys were there, 20-25 years back, but I think better late than never.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. So as we come to an end, I would again like to heartily thank Zena ma'am for her presence, and this is an absolute treat for every pharma student and professional, anyone who would be listening to this conversation. So everyone who's watching, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Reach out to us if you have any suggestions for future episodes by connecting with us on LinkedIn and our other social media channels at Humans of Pharma, or by email at humansoffpharma@pharmastate.com. Until we meet again, bye.